Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of choosing your settings for StarCraft 2. It's the Heart of the Swarm edition. The first thing you're going to do is come over into the search bar and type in mouse. And click on the mouse. Beautiful. Go over to pointer options and make sure that this is at 6 out of 11. Increasing this will make your mouse move faster across the screen, and decreasing it will make it move slower. But the issue is that it's not going to make it move faster or slower at a 1-to-1 ratio. What it's going to do is it's going to skip pixels at a certain rate, so that way it moves faster. The issue is you're skipping pixel. That pixel might be the pixel that you want to click. That might make a difference between you clicking that probe and not clicking that probe. And that can be annoying. It's really difficult to practice your accuracy when your mouse is skipping probes. Skipping pixels, what have you. Could also be skipping probes. That would not be good. And enhanced pointer precision is terrible. You want to get rid of that. It's not good at all. The issue with enhanced pointer precision is it doesn't enhance your pointer precision. What it does is the faster you move your cursor, the faster the cursor moves. And it does it by the same sort of way of skipping pixels, not actually increasing the sensitivity of the mouse. You want to do all your mouse sensitivity changes in the driver for your mouse. Cool. Now that we got it out of the way, we're going to go and we're going to search keyboard. Key board. Awesome. Repeat delay, repeat rate. Repeat delay we want as short as possible. I think the default location is going to be here. You don't want that here. You want it short as possible. And the repeat rate you want as fast as possible. The reason for this is you want the delay to be short, so that way you will very quickly build a bunch of Zerglings. There won't be a big delay before it. And also the same thing with repeat rate. You want it to be able to repeat many times. So that way you can build many Zerglings. Also good for force fields. Did I say that? Okay. Anyway, those settings over there out in Windows. Done. Cool. Heart of the Swarm has a bunch of new cool options. The first thing that you want to do is you want your resolution to be a 9:16 resolution. If you don't have a 9:16 resolution in here, like 1920 1080 is a 9:16 resolution, or 16:9 resolution. If you don't have that, you're actually going to lose parts of the screen on the side that you should be able to see. So make sure you do that. The other thing is we're going to have our texture quality on low, our graphics quality on low, with a couple exceptions. We are going to have our shaders on medium, and we're going to have our models on high. What this does is allows us to see cloaked units of our enemy in the most clear fashion possible, and it allows us to see what specific units Protoss players are warping in and making things out of their stargates. Otherwise, you just see blocks, and that's not very helpful. For sound, and I went over this, this is the really frustrating part. For sound, I went over this really in depth, and I tried to find a way to get rid of extraneous sounds that you don't need, but you actually need all of these sounds checked for gameplay purposes. None of them are extraneous except for ambient sounds. There are tons of extraneous things mixed in to interface sounds. There are a bunch of extraneous things mixed into response sounds that you don't need, and error sounds that you don't need, but you can't specifically turn those on and off. So you want to have everything checked except the music and the ambient sounds. You don't need those. The rest of this stuff over here is total personal preference. I don't use voice stuff. Over to controls, you do not want to enable mouse sensitivity. This is super ridiculously important. The pixel skipping thing that we were talking about before, StarCraft 2 also does this. You do not want to have that. You don't have the mouse sensitivity enabled because it's going to make you less accurate, less consistent with clicking things, and you're not going to be able to improve your mouse accuracy at an optimal rate. Confined mouse cursor, I can go off the side, so that way I have two monitors. It's very nice, so I can stream. You might not want to have that, but know where this is, so you can go back and forth. Mouse scroll, all this kind of stuff. Smart camera pan, you want off. Invert drag scroll, if you're insane, then go for it. If you're not insane, well, okay, insane's a little bit too far. If that's your style, do it. If it's not your style, whatever. It's a style thing. Smart camera pan is garbage, though. You want to get rid of that, absolutely. Gameplay, all kinds of cool stuff. You can change the menu screen theme. If it's Zerg, it'll be Kerrigan. If it's Terran, it'll just be a planet, which is not actually that great. Expansion level, no idea what that does. Absolutely don't think it's doing anything right now. Show alerts, again, I don't like show alerts because you can accidentally click them when you don't want to and mess up your stuff. So, oh, I want a micro over here. Ah, I clicked an alert and now I lost the battle or what have you. I lost my whole army and now I'm going to lose because of the alerts. It's happened to me, may happen to you. I would avoid it. I don't think it's really worth it. Show game timer, super important, really helpful. Same thing with the build grid. Display world object tips. Tool tips, that's basically going to tell you that these are destructible rocks. This is a Xel'Naga watchtower. If you don't already know that, go figure it out and then uncheck this because you won't need it anymore. Game tooltips is actually a really helpful thing. You actually want game tooltips. You can do functional gameplay things with game tooltips. Hotkeys on command card is super, super helpful. Especially if you're learning a new hotkey layout, having this on, and even then, if you forget, it's just better to have the hotkeys on command card there. Starting worker rally. This is actually a big thing. I was actually developing with a couple of other people a super efficient splitting method to help increase early game timings, or not increase, or decrease early game timings and stuff like that. And it was working out pretty well, but the thing is that you cannot react as a human being, you cannot react as fast as the starting worker rally. It is not worth it to split your drones or your workers on your own in comparison to the starting worker rally. What it's going to do is as soon as the game starts, or actually before you even get into the game, your workers will already be moving towards the mineral lines and the rally will already be set. All you need to do is start your first worker. Team code life bars makes micro more difficult, makes target firing more difficult. Because the entire bar will be one color, so you can't color code grab, you know, oh, red units, grab that. You have to sort of look at the sea of bars and be like, okay, which one of these bars is lowest, which in my opinion is much more difficult. Show worker status is phenomenal, definitely want that on. It'll remind you whenever you have, you know, if you put too many in a geyser, or if you have one more than is efficient on your mineral patches, you'll be able to see that. It's just having more information on your screen, which is always it's always a good thing to have just more information on your screen reminding you, and much faster than individually boxing your workers to see how many there are. Much easier and faster and more efficient to just look at the number on the thing. You know, the thing. Show current order indicator. I really like this. I really like this. Basically what it does is if you move somewhere, if you give a move command and the unit is selected, you'll see a green dot. And I think this is really helpful. It's been helpful for me to decrease the amount of like spam clicking that I do, like spam clicking on the same spot, because I want to see something there. I want to know exactly where it's going. With the current order indicator, like once I put that on, I didn't need to do that at all. It was like so much nicer, and I fixed that problem in my mechanics. So you might like that. Select all larvae just means that if you click on a larva individually, you'll select all the larvae instead of just one. This is helpful if you're doing some kind of tricky, I want to build specific things from specific hatcheries. So instead of having to double click when you're doing that, you just single click. Display experience points. You can get rid of the annoying experience points thing that pop up every single time you do anything. Very easy to do. And enable enemy unit selection. Good God, I have no idea why this isn't even an option. I don't know. I don't know why it's even an option, but it is an option. You're gonna want to click it because when things are building, you want to be able to click on them to see what exactly they are. You can't look at this and be like, ah, yes, it's a warping in 3x3 structure. I know it's a Stargate. You don't know. You can't tell. They all look exactly the same. Show unit life bars. Wow, there's so many fucking options. Show unit life bars. Always, again, same thing. Having more information on the screen at one time is almost always better for you because you can pick up little things here and there. you'll be able to tell when your barracks are building things. You can tell when your robos are building things. You can see all that kind of helpful, useful information all the time. Show flyer helper that is going to put a line underneath the Mutalisk so you can storm it properly and wipe it out into oblivion. Control groups. Control groups, unclickable. I like them unclickable. Some people like them hidden. I really don't like them normal, which means that you can see the control groups right above your right above the wireframe area of the screen, and you can actually click on them if you want to select them. For me, this has caused more problems than anything else because I accidentally click them for no reason. I don't need to click them. The reason why they're on a hotkey is so I don't have to click them. So it's kind of counterintuitive to be clicking on something that's in a control group, for me at least. Yeah, so unclickable. So I like to see them. I like to see, okay, what do I have hotkeyed? Okay, how many lings do I have? Okay, 123 lings. Great. Observer interface, not really active yet. Don't know what it's all about. When it is active, I'll take a look at it and I'll let you all know. Social stuff, mature language filter, you know, if you want that. I don't know what the enable players near you list is all about yet. I've tried to check it out, see if there are players near me, but there are never players near me. I have it enabled, but there's no one near me for some reason. I don't really know what it's all about yet. And language, oh, so cool. So if you're learning a different language, or if you want to try out, ooh, Great Britain English, very interesting. Ooh, Francais, oui, Deutsch, and Espanol, ooh, and then all the other languages. You can do any of them that you want. You can change the speech, or you can change the text and the speech, but it will require a restart on your Heart of the Swarm client, and that is all. That is all there is to it. Those are my settings for optimal performance in StarCraft 2. See you guys again real soon.